All right, in this video, we're gonna show you how to properly meal prep your food for 5 meals. Tomorrow's a medium day, so I'll have about 350 grams of carbs, 292 grams of protein, which we're gonna round up and make it 300. So we'll have 5 chicken breasts. In the morning, I'll have eggs with egg whites and then turkey. And then for my carb source, I got oatmeal in the morning for breakfast, and I got rice throughout the day. I would have potatoes, but my wife used up all the potatoes for dinner this evening, so this right here, all in all, I think for this whole day tomorrow, it's going to cost me for 5 meals, count what I'm prepping right now, 5 meals, it'll cost me about $6, not per meal, total. That's all it's going to cost me is $6. So you can see on some of this meat here, like I don't buy the highest quality meat. It works just fine for what I am. I don't compete on a high level. I just do it for fun. So you trim the fat off of these, you're going to save a little bit of calories because of that. You don't count it, but your body does though. Even though you can't weigh it out and measure it. I guess you could if you wanted to, but we're not going to. What I'm doing here is splitting these breasts in half so they cook a lot faster. And then when I'm done getting these all cut up here, I'm going to season them and I'll throw them in the oven. I would use the grill typically, but right now it works much more convenient having the grill. And I bought these pans, or these trays for these pans, and they work out great. I put parchment paper down or aluminum foil. Right now I used aluminum foil yesterday, so I'm using the parchment paper. Keep my pans from getting all, or my trays from getting all filthy. So it's easier when I throw it in a dishwasher to get them cleaned up right there. I don't have all the chicken juice laying in it. That's what is nice about the grill. All that stuff just goes down there. You don't worry about it until you never have to worry about it, I guess. But you probably should worry about it at some point. The point when you need to clean that out there and keep your grill clean so it lasts a lot longer. Right now, being that it's the time of day it is and I'm in a hurry, early morning in the morning, so we're going to cut this all up, get it seasoned, throw it in the oven, get my rice started. It'll be time for bed. All right, so these are all cut up here. All I did was literally split the breast in half, so it cooks a lot faster. I'm trimming all this fat. I need to get off here, extra fat. Like I said, you can't necessarily count this, and you could, but it'd be awful hard. But your body counts it when you use it. So tomorrow's a medium day. Like I said, mathematically on paper, I need 292 grams of protein, but we're going to round that up to 300 because it's easier to count that way. And that's of actual food. That's not the stuff you get extra. All right, so seasoning up here with some Lowry seasoning salt. Best seasoning in the world. Use this for all my meat. Actually, for everything I use it. Put it on tuna, put it on my eggs. Works out great for everything. Even better on rice. Kind of helps out that it's awful cheap too. All right, so that's done. Get my hands washed. All right, so on my oven here, it's really nice and it has a, really convenient to have an air fryer setting. So the temperature's set to 450. It's already been preheated to 450. I use the bake setting to get it up there because the air fryer doesn't have a gauge telling when it's done preheating. So pop these in there. I prefer 18 minutes. You can go for 20, but sometimes it gets a little too dry on that. So cook time, 18 minutes. Perfect. So now I got 2 cups of rice right here. Like I said, tomorrow's a medium day. So what that means is on a carb cycling diet, you have high, medium, and low days. On my training days, I do medium because you're going to burn off the glycogen. The carbs we use as your primary energy source through all that stuff. In your low days, the goal is to use more fat, more stored fat as your energy source than your carbs, or just stored as glycogen. So theoretically, I'm going to burn every bit of the carbs that I take in tomorrow. I'm going to burn them all off throughout my cardio and my training and my daily living right there. My low days, I will deplete everything. I'll be completely depleted of glycogen, and I'll be using my stored body fat as my primary energy source. And on my low days, the fats will go up. So on low days, I have 70 grams of fat. Medium days, I have 35 grams of fat. And then on high days, which highs are pretty extreme. So far, I've been through 4 weeks of high days. And it's really tough to eat all that food. I'll explain why. On my high day, I have 700 grams of carbs. I round down to 700, it's like 706. So I have 700 grams of carbs. This right here, 2 cups of rice is 350. That'd be 4 cups of rice I'd have to eat over the course of 5 meals. It's awful hard. And that's counting well, on top of all that stuff, that's not all that I have to have. So my oatmeal in the morning, I had to have a whole cup of oats in the morning, which if you ever ate a whole cup of oats, dry oats, it's really, really hard to do. Really full and it's really rough on the digestion. So that breakfast doesn't change on the high day. What changes is the amount of food I eat throughout my meal 2, my meal 3, my meal 4, my meal 5. And then I have an intra-workout drink, which I'll double up on that during the time just so I can hit that amount of carbs. So on the low days, or the high days, my protein will go down to 1 gram per pound. So I'll only have 230 grams of protein that day. Because what happens is, on your high days, your body is very anabolic. You're shuttling all these carbs in there, which is raising your insulin, which is going to shuttle the nutrients into your cells faster and better as it goes across there. And you're going to store almost everything you eat. So you bring down your protein because you don't necessarily need all that protein for that point right there, because you're going to use up your carbs you're using for all your energy. You're storing all that. So all your protein theoretically will go to where you need it to go. And unfortunately, you can't just force it to go to your biceps. You can't force it to go to your legs, your chest, or anything like that. It's going to go where it wants to go throughout there, when it wants to go. Might not be at 3 p.m. when you're training. It might not be at 5 p.m. after you've trained. It could be at 3 o'clock in the morning. But what's happening is where the protein is down so low, you're using all that right there. It goes to your organs first to keep you alive. And what's left over goes into your muscles, going across the cells in your muscles. So, and also your fats are down there next to 0. So you have a very lean coming across there. Lean protein source coming across there. So, because what's left over is fat, it's going to get stored somewhere. It's not going to get burned off because I have 700 grams of carbs, and if I'm eating 70 grams of fat, it's just going to get stored as fat, unfortunately. Theoretically, as all that stuff goes. So back to the task at hand here. So I got 2 cups of rice. So with this, with the rice, it is best to go for every cup of rice, you add a cup of water. So you double up your water based on what you have for your rice. All right, so 2 cups rice, 4 cup water. All right, so this is real simple right here. Stick it down the Instant Pot. Make sure my seal's good on it. Then I seal it. I just press the rice setting and I let it go until it's done. This usually takes about 25 minutes probably for it to be done. And then I keep the vent closed on it. At the end, I'll vent it off, take the lid off, and I'll set the tray or the Instant Pot container on the stove. I'll let it cool. It's easier to portion it out that way. You could do it when it's wet still, but I like it when it's dry. Now it's still wet when you eat it, but it's not. It's going to be as wet as it is. It's drying and the moisture's coming out of it. So, and if you want to, have a little bit of fun with it at the end of it, you could load it up with some Lowry seasoning salt, which is actually absolutely legendary right there. But I have another secret. One of the best part of being on a good diet is having a good sauce. Having a good sauce means everything in the world right here. So, say your rice is a little bit dry, your chicken's a little bit dry, you load it up with some G. Hughes barbecue sauce. He has all kinds of sauces in there. Unfortunately, it's all I have left. But with this, 10 calories for 2 tablespoons, which is actually a lot of barbecue sauce right there. And again, it's only 10 calories. 0 grams of fat. It's got some sodium, 200 milligrams of sodium, which isn't bad, you need it. And it's got 2 carbs, that's all it is. So again, the secret sauce is G. Hughes. He doesn't know it, but he's my best friend. So this is gonna be my full day of eating tomorrow besides my eggs, which, you know what, we're gonna take care of that right now. We're gonna have my eggs in the morning. Unfortunately, I am all out of turkey. Used it all this morning. I didn't go to Walmart to get any more, so we're going to use my chicken tomorrow as another meat source for that. So I'll have egg whites, and I'll have 2 whole eggs. So with that, I'm looking for 50 grams of protein. So I'll have about 4 ounces of chicken, which is about 33 grams of protein, cooked weight. 4 ounces of chicken. And then I'll have about 3/4 of a cup of egg whites, which will give me about 20 grams of protein, which that's at 53 grams right there. So probably don't need my eggs for tomorrow, which I'll probably just lower down the egg whites and save it for another day, and I'll just have my 2 eggs with my chicken, which when you cook stuff with your meats, it's absolutely amazing throwing an egg on top of it after that. So all in all, whole day of eating right here.